I had no idea that he was a representative in the Illinois House. I had no idea he was in politics. I just knew that he was supposedly married and at the time was going through some issues with the marriage.
He said that?
That was made clear. Yeah.
Did he say what kind of issues?
No.
Do you remember? No. So you said, I'm looking for someone to wake up. He knows you're referring to cocaine. I know where to get it. What happens next?
We get back in the limo. The driver takes us wherever it is that Barack had instructed him to take us. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. He gets out, comes back. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort.
And you're in the limo?
Yep.
Driving or parked?
No, the driver's driving.
Yep.
I start to put a line on a CD tray, and I just happen to notice that he pulls something else out of his pocket. And next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I don't have an issue with it. I mean, some people smoke, some people snort.
Smoking the cocaine?
Yes. So as I'm doing a line, I just start. This is the part where you kind of make your move to see where things are going. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go. So the night became somewhat active sexually and drug-wise in the limo.
So you hit on him. Did he seem shocked by that?
Not at all.
Yeah. I mean, if you're smoking crack with a stranger in the back of a limo, like, you got to imagine things might go crazy places.
Well, not only imagine it, I look at...
So yesterday, somebody sent me a video of Tucker Carlson interviewing some guy talking about how he gave a blowjob to Obama decades ago, as if we're supposed to be interested in this story. And I started watching the video, and I didn't even know that was what the video was about. I just started watching it because someone that I know sent it to me. But anyway, I started watching it, and the moment that I heard this guy saying that he gave Obama $250, I was like, okay, he's going to start saying that he gave Obama a blowjob, right? And the reason why I assume that is because I remember years and years and years and years and years ago, back in ancient times, before Obama first became president, when Obama was running, there were people talking about this very thing. So I heard this guy saying that Obama, that he met with Obama and that he gave Obama like $250. And I was like, okay, here we go. We're going to hear this story, right? So I turned the video off. I came back hours later and resumed watching it. Yep, I was right. This guy starts talking about how he gave Obama a blowjob. And there's Tucker Carlson with that dumbfounded look on his face that he just loves to fake all the time because he wants people to think that he's concerned and that he's really interested. And he has that look. He does this thing with his face. He also does this to make his opponent look stupid. When his opponent is making an argument against him, against his position, to try to make his opponent look dumb, he'll start making this face to make people think that what this person is saying is so dumb that he is dumbfounded by the stupidity of the argument. So he'll look at the camera and he'll be like, yeah, and it's all just manipulation. But anyway, I was looking at the video and hearing this guy, and then I started reading the comments, and there are just thousands of comments underneath this video, and people are writing in the comment section as if what this guy is saying is true, and they know for a fact that what this guy is saying is true, and basically that people should just take this guy's word for it and just believe him. I started doing my research on this guy. His name is Larry Sinclair, and oh boy, I found out very quickly that this guy is a known fraudster who spent a lot of time in prison for fraud, check fraud, forgery. This guy forged a signature so he could steal tax returns from an acquaintance of his. This guy is a scoundrel, but yet people will listen to him and think that he is telling the truth, or they will automatically believe him. Why? Because he's on the Tucker Carlson show. This Tucker Carlson guy, he comes around and he says things that we can agree with, but in my opinion, the guy is just an opportunist. He was thrown out of Fox News. He's bigger now than he ever has been because he was kicked out of Fox News. So he has this martyrdom personality cult surrounding him, and people revere him for that, and people greatly admire him for that. So he has this huge following on the internet, and people just listen to him, and they probably just believe every word that he says. But I see him interviewing this fraudster, and this guy is saying, "Oh yeah, I did this with Obama," and blah 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 blah. And it's like people just automatically believe him. They just automatically believe him because he's on the Tucker Carlson show. How in the hell does that make sense? If I told you this guy has been to prison in and out for years and years and years. He's been in and out of prison for what? For lying. The guy is a professional criminal liar. He has been to prison many times. Why? Because he was a liar. He forged a signature so he could steal money. He did check fraud many times. He's a professional criminal liar. Why are you automatically believing a professional criminal liar? You have to be truly, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, you have to truly be a moron to fall for this type of thing so quickly. You have to be a moron, really. Why? Why do you guys have to be so dumb? Why? And then I see this Tucker Carlson guy, and he's saying that by next year, and this is going to be the final litmus test for this guy. This is going to be the final test for this guy. If he said by next year there's going to be a hot war, and those are his words, a hot war between the U.S. and Russia. He said by next year this is going to happen, and he was so emphatic and so certain about it.
They can't lose. They will do anything to win. So how do they do that? They're not going to do COVID again. I know everyone on the right's afraid they're going to do COVID and mask mandate. They're not going to do that. They can't do that. If they've already been exposed, that won't work. There's going to be, no, what are they going to do? They're going to go to war with Russia. Is what they're going to do. There will be a hot war between the United States and Russia in the next year. And
really?
Yes, of course. They want it anyway. I don't think we'll win it, but that's a separate analysis. But I think it's a political matter. They need to declare war footing in order to assume war powers in order to win. I believe that. And I think the evidence suggests that's true.
Okay. If there is a war between Russia and the U.S. by next year, then I'll get on this camera and I'm going to say, Tucker Carlson, he's got some insight that we don't know about. He's got some sources that we don't know about. Because if he can make a prediction like that and it come true, that's pretty impressive. But if there is no war between the U.S. and Russia by next year, I don't ever want to hear about Tucker Carlson again. I never want to hear about him again. I don't want to hear about him. If there is no war by next year, I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to hear about him. At that point, it would be very, very clear that the guy is a bamboozler and that he is an opportunist who just uses the fears of his audience to get more views. And the fact that he would bring this liar and fraudster on to tell people about, oh yeah, he gave a whatever to Obama, it's just low. It's just low class. And even if the story is true, honestly, who gives a shit? Who really cares? Conservatives are, oh, you hear Obama? He got a vote. These are the very conservatives who were worshiping Milo Yiannopoulos, who was promoting Sodom. These are the very people who didn't mind gay Republicans. These are the very people who supported the log cabin Republicans. The conservatives. These are the very people who revered Dennis frickin' Prager, who said that animated child pornography is not evil. But y'all want to talk about some president, some former president who hasn't been president in almost a decade. Who cares? Who cares about Obama? That's it. It's over. There's no more Obama administration. It's gone. It's over. Obama's playing basketball, eating Big Macs right now. He's watching Space Jam. Obama is eating Big Macs and playing basketball. He's in Italy just watching Space Jam with Michael Jordan right now. Who gives a shit about Obama, honestly? Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. You guys just heard some Theo Alonji. God bless.